Wow, look at that. Oh man, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, that is so good. Out of sight. Oh, man. Hey, do we have something special for you today? So, if you're looking for something different, when you come to the right place, because we're going to give you an opportunity to try something you probably never tried before, and we're going to do a new spin on an old favorite, so stick around and watch this video because I think you're going to find this really truly fascinating. I think you're going to find this really flavorful, really different, and I think you're going to really like it a lot. So stick around and watch this because you're not going to believe what we're going to make. So hang out. All right, I got quite a mess here on the counter, but we'll make all sense out of it as we go along here. So I'm actually going to put a little bit of, I'm going to put some egg whites. I've got 4 eggs. I'm taking the 4 eggs and I've separated them, and I have the egg yolks in one and the egg whites. I'm going to take the egg whites and I'm going to put them in my beating bowl because we're going to beat it. Not right this second. We're going to do that in a second. And then I'm going to put in about 1/4 of a cup of, this is, I'm going to use a monk fruit sweetener from La Canto. So I can't find my 1/4 cup measuring cup, so I have 2 of them somewhere. I can't. I know one of them is in a jar somewhere. But anyway, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to set this aside because we're going to beat those to so that we have stiff peaks. But I'm going to wait on that to do that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start mixing my dry ingredients. I'm actually taking, and we're actually working with 2 different. We're actually taking and combining a couple different recipes that we have to create this. So we're going to see how this goes, and hopefully everything goes well. And I need to get my electric mixer out, so hold on a second. All right, I'm going to try to do this without getting the electric mixer out. I have it out, but we'll see if we need it or not. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to put in here 1 tablespoon, believe it or not, of vinegar. So we're going to use 1 tablespoon of vinegar in here. Pour that in. We're going to dump in the 4 egg yolks. Get those in there. We're going to do a little bit of the almond milk. So I'm going to put 1/4 cup of the almond milk. I'm actually going to use coconut milk. And again, I don't have my 1/4 cup, so I'm going to use this 1/8 of a cup. Oops. Whoops, you didn't see that, did you? Then we're going to put a little bit of the coconut oil in, like 3 tablespoons, and a little bit of the vanilla extract. We're going to put in it says 1 tablespoon. I'm thinking I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons. That seems like a lot to me. I'll put that in there. Now on the coconut, I'm going to actually use this. It's actually a liquid form of coconut oil. Oh, I had to open it brand new. So we just bought this just to try it out because we were tired of melting, and then by the time we use it, it would go hard. And there we go. All right, 3 of those. And then we're going to beat this together. Like I say, I'm going to use this. Oh, I did. I put the apple cider vinegar in there already. And then we're going to just beat it all. Just try to get it mixed up a little bit. Yeah, I guess it'll work fine. We don't need to... I don't think we need the mixer. Now I'm going to add my dry ingredients to that. And before I do that, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of my way. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. So. Put that there. Alright, so now we're going to mix our dry ingredients into this. Again, so I'm going to take, and I have some almond flour, and I'm going to use some of this almond flour. I got to remember to hold it down here so that, you know, because I'm not used to that. So I'm actually going to use 3/4 of a cup. Again, so this is 1/3 of a cup. So I'm going to do a little best guess. I'm not going to use a full cup, so that's about 3/4. I'm going to estimate that's 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to take that. I'm going to use a little bit of baking soda in here. And we're going to use about a 1/2 teaspoon. I need to get a 1/2 teaspoon. Another one that's... Alright, so we're going to throw that in there. And then we're going to use some xanthan gum. So this is the xanthan gum I'm using, this Red Mills. And this is about a 1/2 teaspoon as well. Then we're going to mix this all together. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to set this aside. I'm going to take my stand mixer and we're going to start mixing up this sugar and the egg yolk whites. We're going to beat them until we have stiff peaks in them. Oh, I got to plug it in. That would help. All right, so we're going to get this stand mixer to get going. And then once we get up there, I'll show you the next step. All right. I would say these look like they're at stiff peaks. I'm going to put this piece of paper over here. And one of the other ingredients we're going to do is we're actually going to make this ube flavored. So if you have never had ube or you're wondering what it is, I will tell you it's really good. It's really enjoyable, but it's got a really unique color to it. So if you get it on your fingers or hands, it will turn your hands purple. So we're actually going to start mixing that in here as well. And then the next thing we're actually going to start doing is we're actually going to start incorporating the egg whites into this mix as well. So I'm going to take my little handy dandy spatula here. And we're actually just going to start mixing some of this in here. This should start giving it some volume. I'm going to move the mixer out of the way. It comes in a really pretty purple color. So if you like purple, you're going to really like this. I'll tell you, if you like the color, eh? So once I get this mixed around a little bit more, I'm actually going to take, we're going to put the rest of this and we're just going to kind of fold it in. We'll see, we may have to add some more ube in here. Ube. Can you guess what we're gonna make? Alright, once we get it pretty well incorporated, everything looks pretty good. I'm beginning to, I'm thinking I'm liking what I'm seeing. Everything's going together. We're going to actually pull our tray over here. So this is our baking tray. I actually pinned down the corners here so they don't move too much on me. But so I'm going to put this into here. Spread it out in a couple different places. And I can tell you right now, I just thought of something that I forgot to do. I forgot to turn my oven on. So I'm going to turn around real quick like I turned it on. Get that started. And my hand's going to be nice and purple now. I can have a say, instead of a green thumb, I have a purple thumb. Alright, so now I'm going to spread this out so it's evenly coated all over the pan. So we want this a thin layer, evenly coated. All right, get up in the corners here. Turn this around so we do it the other way. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So that's what we're looking for. We're going to take these off before I put them in the oven so they don't get melted. How do you hold your parchment paper down? If you're doing parchment paper, how do you hold them down? I'd be interested to see how you do that. So, alright, so then I'm going to take this, I'm going to throw this in the oven. We're going to put it in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'll let you know how long before it comes out. We don't want to overcook it. Oh yeah, there was one more ingredient I gotta throw in here. So let me pull that together and then we're gonna throw that on top of here. And that will kind of tell you what it's gonna be when I do that. So let's come right back here in a second. Alright, so we're gonna come back here and I'm gonna put on the top here, before I put it in the oven, I'm gonna use some of this is light brown swerve again. So this is the brown sugar replacement. I'm gonna put in a half a cup in here. I love this stuff, so it's just like real brown sugar, so it really is. And then I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon on top of it, and we're going to mix the cinnamon in with it. Of course, I need to go get something to do that with. So we're going to put a little bit of cinnamon on here. Now it depends on how much cinnamon you like. I'm just going to put a little bit in here. Then we're going to mix it all up again. Have you figured out what it is yet? If you are, tell me down in the comments. What do you think it is? All right. So we got that all mixed up. Now I need a spoon. We're going to take a spoon and we're going to sprinkle it all over the place here. You like cinnamon? I'd like to know that. I'm a big fan of cinnamon. I like it. Supposedly it's good for you too. It's supposedly pretty good, healthy. Move this over so you make sure you see it good. So I'm very interested to see, because this is going to be actually the first time we've made this, the ube flavored version of it. So it's going to be very interesting to see the ube flavor mixed in with the cinnamon flavor to see how much we like it or not. So all right, that's all there is to it. I said I know I got a lot of stuff on the counter here. I'm going to pack this down so it goes into the mixture a little bit. Just because I want to make sure that that cake flavoring gets in there. Alright, this is going in the oven. Let's see what it looks like when it comes out in about 20 to 25 minutes. So, alright, I'll see you in about 20 to 25 minutes. Alright, so I got 4 tablespoons of cream cheese in here and about 3 tablespoons of butter in here. I have to soften it up a little bit. We're actually going to make an icing to go on top of what we're baking right now. So I'm going to throw this in the microwave a couple of times until I get it nice and soft so that we can mush it all up. And then we'll add the vanilla, and I'm going to use some allulose in it, so for the topping. So, all right, now we got the right one, I think. Because we want to put these in fairly tight together. So you figured out what it is? So it's an ube cinnamon roll is what we're shooting for. So alright, so we're going to actually throw these back in the oven for a few more minutes to let them cook up, and then we're going to whip the frostings together, the icing to put on the top of them to cover our ube cinnamon rolls. So alright, we'll come back in a few minutes after these baked up for another 10 minutes or so, and we'll put the icing on. Alright, so it came out. We actually rolled it up because we weren't quite sure. We still had some soft spots in it, but we rolled it up, so it's nice and rolled up now. So what we're going to do now is, while I'm going to cut this into about 6 pieces, and then we're going to put it in this pan right here. So this is actually, I'm going to try this. This is actually a Nakano Japanese steel knife that I got sent. This is actually really, really nice. I kind of want to see, I know a lot of people use like a dental floss or something like that to cut these up. Oh, we're going to use 5 pieces. Yeah, so actually that cut really, really nice. Really, really smooth. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take these, and we're going to turn them upside down in the pan, like this. We should use a smaller one. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get a smaller one just so because we want to get these things pretty tight together here. So hold on a second. All right, so I'm gonna put in the vanilla in here. It should be about 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna use a half a tablespoon, or about roughly in there. And then I should be putting in about a cup of the allulose. Of course, I don't have my cup out. So I grab my 1 cup, throw the allulose in here. And then we're just going to mix it together. Alright, that's our icing. We're going to put that on top of the cinnamon rolls when they come out, the ube cinnamon rolls. And let them melt on there and then give it a try. Alright, I took these out. They're a little bit warm. They're still warm. So we're going to take and we're going to actually spread the icing on the top here. And we're going to let that kind of melt over the top of them. I think we could have rolled them a little tighter. That'll be something that we look at next time. And again, they're warm, so the icing on the top will really melt good into them. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm going to let that sit there like this and let it melt, and we'll come back and do a taste test, and I'll show you what they look like once they've melted in, and they look all nice and secure. And I'm thinking that maybe we should have done a double batch to make more. Alright, this is the best part of the whole video, right? So it looks like it came out pretty good. That's the way they came out looking like. I'm going to hold you up to the camera here. Gotta make sure they don't slide off the plate. That would be helpful. So that's the way they came out. We did throw them, after we put the icing on, we did throw them back in the warm oven. We didn't turn the oven back on. We threw them back in the warm oven and let them sit for a couple minutes just to melt all the icing and everything else on top. So again, this is kind of a combination. We make an ube roll log cake, usually for the holidays. We took a recipe and we converted it over to an ube roll cake for, like I say, for the holidays that we have. So that's kind of what we based this recipe on, just because it's pretty low carb and it came out pretty good. So again, so we said, well, let's adapt it to make it into a cinnamon roll, but an ube cinnamon roll. And I suppose if you left the ube out, it would just be a regular cinnamon roll. But let's take a taste test and let's see what it's like. I know my fingers are going to get all sticky. Oh. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a piece of cinnamon roll. It's been a long time, it's probably 5 or 6 years. That's really good. That's pretty good. Again, it's not more of a, it's more of a cakey dough than it is a bready dough, but I actually really like it. It's really good. I would definitely make this again. This is really, really good. So now again, I would say that this is pretty heavy on the sugar substitutes. So I mean, so between the erythritol and the allulose, but you could cut those down as well and do a little bit less. Again, and you could, if you want more cinnamon taste, you could add more cinnamon to it as well. And again, I didn't do the macros on this because again, they are actually, we kind of took a couple recipes, different recipes, parts of different recipes, and kind of made this together with this. So I'm not exactly sure. I will try to get them all in there by the time this video comes out. I'm not 100% sure I will. I will be posting it on the website because I think it's worth making. And again, if you didn't want the ube flavor, you can just leave it out, make it a vanilla kind of a cake, and then put the cinnamon in it and stuff like that. But it's definitely really, really good. You know, a couple things I did learn from it, just so that you know, we may next time wait until the cake cooks a little bit before we put the filling on top of it, the cinnamon sugar on top of it. Just because it is a cakey, so as it melts, it kind of gets the cake a little bit wet. So this gives it a chance the cake to cook a little bit. So maybe cook it halfway and then put the cinnamon and sugar on it, and then let it cook the rest of the way. I would have liked to have made more of these, just because this is really good. So I probably would do a double batch next time, and there will be a next time on these. So, but really, really good. We did cook it for about 20 minutes before we took it out, rolled it up, cut it. We put it back in for another 5 minutes. And then we put the icing in it, and then the oven was still warm, and we put more on there. I do have some little bit left, so I didn't quite have to use the whole thing on it. I suppose if I made a bigger cake, bigger batter, I probably would have had to do more. So anyway, I'm rambling now. You guys don't want to hear me ramble, but anyway, a great recipe. Really, really something different. Hopefully you try it. Hopefully you try it with the ube. I think you're going to find that the ube flavor is really spectacular. So, you know, don't limit yourself to what you normally eat every day. Expand your horizon, expand your taste buds. Try some other things, and I think you're going to find out the ube is a great taste. So. Alright, you guys are awesome. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon over here. You know, that would be really, really greatly appreciated. Again, if you're thinking about it, you would like to join a membership as well. Like I said, once I get a few more members, I will start releasing my videos to them probably a week early before what you see them. As well as if they want the recipes mailed to them, I will email them the recipes when they come out as well. So. Cool stuff. I truly, greatly love the support. I love that that you subscribe to the channel. You know, that's all I ask, is that you can subscribe to the channel. That's more than anybody can ask, right? So truly, truly appreciate it. So you guys are awesome. I'm gonna see you in the next video. And if you like this video, go over here and check out this next video over here, or go over here and click on the Sounds Awesome logo over here, because you guys are awesome. And I will see you in that next video.